மதத்துக்காக சண்டை போடுறானா அவனுக்கு கடவுள்னா என்னன்னு புரியலன்னு அர்த்தம்.
பெரிய சண்டையறாங்க. சன்ஸ்கிருதி
இது உங்க வாழ்க்கையில பெரிய மாற்றத்தை ஏற்படுத்தும் பாருங்க.
மதங்கிறது மனுஷனுக்கு தான், கடவுளுக்கு இல்லை.
Hello, I'm Manushree.
And I'm Nalina.
And today we're going to be reviewing the movie Ayothi, directed by Mandira Murthy. So we are going to be reviewing this movie, and it was just released. We're reviewing it after reviewing The Careless Story. That was just a movie that I reviewed. But we are going to be comparing this movie to The Careless Story. So just a quick debrief on The Careless Story. From our last movie review, we thought that it was very touchy-feely, and I think on a substep be incredibly controversial.
Keep going.
The topic of The Careless Story is religious-wise, and I think that's also what this movie was trying to achieve. So we have this family, a Hindu Orthodox North Indian family.
Please stop.
A Hindu Orthodox North Indian family that goes on a pilgrimage to Rameshwaram. So the movie is like a North Indian and South Indian mix. And go on.
Oh, this movie?
Yeah, Ayothi.
Okay, I can say like the main plot.
Okay, go on.
Can we say the plot without giving it away?
Oh yeah, watch the movie of course before this.
Yeah, watch it before, because like there's no plot without the main thing. Anyway, there's this great family of these two kids, a girl and a guy, and a wife and a husband. And the husband is a terrible person in general, and they live in North India. And the woman is a very nice lady. Anyway, they get into a car crash on the way to Rameshwaram, yes, that. And the lady dies. So then the entire movie is trying to get her back to North India through a flight, which seems to be like a really hard procedure to do.
So the movie,
it's like the plot sounds long and boring, but it is not. It's executed very well.
The movie stars Sasikumar and Vijay TV Pugar. So those are some familiar faces, and Pugar is a comedy actor. I don't think he was a comedy actor in this necessarily. He was like a good supporting character to Sasikumar. Sasikumar doesn't have a lot of he doesn't have a lot of options nowadays for movies. So this was, I think, a coming back into the industry. So I think that the movie itself, as Navina said, is very well executed. I think that the good thing about it is the fact that they have a very few amount of characters. So there's good character development. You get to meet the dad, who is very orthodox, very religious, and typical patriarch. I mean, abusive, emotionally, physically abusive Indian dad. I mean, we've seen it in a lot of the Indian movies. So he's typically like that, and he's more busy eating his pond at the side of the road than, I don't know, tending to his wife and tending to his family after a horrible car crash that he caused. And he has this horrible presumption against South Indians, which I think that a lot of North Indians do. The fact that South Indians are filthy, and the fact that we don't earn as high, or something of that sort. And I think that the movie really tackles that in the end, Indians are Indian. I mean, to Americans, we are all the same. And, there are the differences within our country, but I think it's important to acknowledge, there are going to be differences, but we are all Indian. We all do represent that country. So the movie really tries to fix that. But it does. I mean, I'm very happy that it shows the typical stereotype.
Because it showed good and bad in North and South India, and ended it with the good in both without the bad, which was good.
It was really good. I think Careless Story is very religiously affiliated for sure. The movie is very much like, you can tell there's a stark black and white between Muslim and non-Muslim. But this movie, even though it's more about this man who, basically there's this big plot about the woman having a autopsy?
A postmortem.
Postmortem, yeah. This woman having a postmortem after her death, which Hindu culture completely forbids.
Well, it's not Hindu culture. I think Hindu culture can have both.
I think his sector of Hinduism,
Yeah.
which is incredibly strict, because he is a public servant representing the Hindu culture. He's a religious man. I think he like sells flowers near the Ganga or something. But I mean, he's religious. So like, you know, that's one small plot. You know, do I want to have the postmortem done so I can ship the body back to our country and give my wife a peaceful rest, or do I want to, I don't know, like obey my religion but completely forget about my family? Anyway, so that's just one small part of the plot. The movie itself is just so many of these mini plots, but I think that they really portrayed Tamil people as good-hearted people. Of course, cold, definitely, for sure, cold to people who are foreign to them, as any culture would be. But this is not just me saying because I'm a Tamil person. I mean, I am saying naturally. I know that our culture is incredibly welcoming and hospitable to other cultures, and that's something that is good that was portrayed in this movie. But you see it a lot in a lot of Bollywood and Hindi films. The way Tamil people are portrayed is just, I mean, it's disgusting. I don't appreciate it. And you know, like when you have foreigners who are not Indian watching movies like this, I mean, this is the first glimpse of our culture that they're seeing. Why would they want to see which culture, which part of India is better, which part of India is worse? So this movie, yeah, it does show, like, I am happy, like, I think they gave some humanity in the family for sure. Like the son, like the mother, very sweet woman. She was incredible. I mean, I really loved her. Perfect motherly character. But the father, I mean, he was a typical, like, what you would stereotype as a foul, very rude, impolite North Indian. It was good that they had that stereotype, but you had children who, you know, they were like South Indian children. They were normal children. So, like, if this movie had painted that entire family as bad North Indians, then I had every right to be like, no, this is wrongly done. But the movie did not. So I do appreciate the director in terms of that, because you have to understand that you are catering to a variety of audiences, and Kerala Story did not do that. Kerala Story catered to anti-Muslims, and that's just a fact. I mean, yes, you are documenting something that actually happened, but in reality, you are catering to people who don't like Muslims. I mean, your entire film is painting Islam as the worst culture ever. So this movie did it in a more mature and better way for sure. I'm gonna stop my spiel, and Navina can do her little thing.
Okay, so moving on to the music. I thought the music was great. I'll be honest, I don't remember that much, but that's only because I've slept since then. It was great music. I just remember that it was good, and it really added to the mood that they were trying to portray.
Are there any scenes that really shocked you in the movie?
Shocked me?
Mm-hmm. Scenes are really emotional.
Oh, I guess whenever, like, the girl at the end, like, yelled at her dad. That was, like, amazing. I loved that.
Beautiful.
It was great.
Beautiful
I
scene.
loved that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Anything about this film that you would change?
Okay, so some of the things, like, for example, with the hospital, I think could have been done better with, like, hospital officials that were working in the, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, I get that the guy himself, there was a guy, okay, and this lady had died in the ambulance, and he was, if someone, like, you know, loses their heartbeat, you'd immediately go into CPR. But he didn't. And I don't think he would be that much desensitized and not caring and wanting to leave. I think he still would have done CPR, you know, immediately, since that is his job. There are some things that need to be also, whenever they were doing the CPR, the girl, she was pressing the lady's stomach. And then they showed, like, a heartbeat that came and then flatlined again. And that made her give up, which didn't really make any sense. But other than that, it was a great movie. It was just that one weird part that was a little weird.
Another horrible thing about medical professionals that I see in a lot of Indian films.
Yeah.
When this woman has gone in a car crash, she's in, like, a coma. You know, like, she's about to die. She's unresponsible. You know,
yeah.
like, she's unconscious. We don't know what's happening with her. And the doctor swoops in. You know, he's supposed to be a savior. He's supposed to provide comfort.
He's just, like, hitting the lady's face.
To check if the lady is, like, still alive, he's, like, prying her eyes open and hitting her face. And I see that in so many, like, Tamil movies, not just Indian movies in general. Doctors are just portrayed as these heartless, soulless creatures who deliver the information that, yeah, this person's dead. No, we're not. The doctors are not that. And I think that people who, like, when you're portraying an industry that you have nothing to do with, at least, like, do your research before you portray it. Like, you can tell people who did not go through 12 years of medical school, or, you know, people who did not go through the medical process were filming this movie, because they are painting doctors as an entirely different thing. So I just think that That could have been fixed in the movie, definitely, for sure. This is a big spoiler, but in the end of the film, we learn that the person helping, like, again, because this father of the North Indian family was so desensitized and just a horrible person overall, like, we learn he never even asked the guy's name who was helping him, because this is all happening on Diwali Day. So, you know, everything is shut down, everyone's doing the festivities, and so he asks his name finally when he's able to help ship the body, because he's eternally grateful for him, and he says Abdul Malik, which is a Muslim name, right? So then that was a very, very good thing added by the director. I cannot say that it's like usually we know the climax is at the end of the movie, but I think the climax of this movie was the woman dying.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
For sure. And it's different placement, but I like the placement.
But it's kind of ingenious how they like didn't say his name the entire movie, and yet still no one noticed that they didn't know the guy's name.
Yeah. I agree. I think the children's names, I think only the daughter's name is said like once or twice at the beginning of the film. So the movie is just, you know, like, it's really well done. I really enjoyed it, for sure. It was a lot easier to sit through than the Kerala story. I think if I had watched this movie without having watched Kerala story first, I may have something. But I would not say that they're similar. Not really. I don't think so. I think this movie deals with one thing, and the Kerala story just deals with a lot of things. And the Kerala story is just... I've already said how I feel about the film. I can't even rate it. But we do want to rate this movie. I don't know what we want to rate it. We haven't discussed this beforehand.
Like an 8.5.
Okay.
8.5.
I can
8.7.
8.5.
Yeah.
More than an 8. 8.5. I think 8.5 out of 10 is really good. It's a good watch, and it talks about an issue that needs to be talked about, for sure. I think everyone should watch it. It's not too long either. It's like 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. We're dressed like this because we just came from somewhere. We didn't just throw on Indian clothes. But yes, so we enjoyed it. 8.5 out of 10. Naveen and I haven't done a movie review in a long time. What do we say for this?
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for watching our movie review. Hopefully we get to bring you some more.
Oh yeah, please like, share, comment, and subscribe.
And we will see you in the next one.